just because this comment was particularly fucking stupid, I think. How many times can you cover? Oh, I should do his voice. How many times are you gonna cover the same topics? Get over the past already. LOL, you're already doing better than them all. Looks wise and financially. Okay, let's dissect this. Why the fuck does it matter how you look in a video game? I've made videos about this before. Your gender, your sexuality, your pronouns, where the fuck you're talking about, has nothing to do with what you add to the fucking video game community. Why the fuck do you care how I look? Are you like, are you kidding me? How you look has nothing to do with what you add to the video game community. Your skill in it, anything like that. Why are you bringing that up? It's fucking weird. Get over the past already. Okay. Let's look at this. Who has done more in video games than me to this day for the fighting game community to progress the idea of fighting games? Talking about living in the past, dude. I still put out new shit for video games. Who's living in the past? You're talking about how many times can you cover the same topic? You mean the same topic of people still lying about me to this day? Doesn't look like who's living in the past here. The fucking community still living with this sort of fantastical, mythical, evil Clayton. He must have faked all this stuff. What are you talking about? You guys are the ones living in the past. And the lies that people make up about me, they aren't even logical. They're fucking ridiculous sounding, right? So who's living in the past? If I was living in the past, why would I still be doing new shit in all these fucking video games? Again, let's look at this. I left the tournament scene, or at least traveling, in 2006, right? And I was still winning tournaments in 2006, okay? Now, I still entered some local tournaments up to 2008, and that was when I was dying, all that kind of stuff. But up to 2006, I was still traveling, winning tournaments, sick as fuck. You can see what I look like. People are so concerned about what I look like. Look at what I looked like when I was going to a lot of these tournaments. I was fucked up looking, and I was still winning them. Yet people say that I faked all this shit. Yeah, you can see how I looked. You're so concerned about how I look. Yeah, you can see me after radiation. People literally post videos of laughing about what I look like during that time. Oh, but it was fake. Oh boy, okay. Anyway, point is, but after 2008, who's put out more tech than me? After I stopped going to tournaments, I was still am putting out more tech than anybody else, dude. Marvel 3, or I did Guilty Gear, the Accent Core games after that, Guilty Gear Xrd. Guess what? Xrd turned out how I said it would. Guess what became the B&Bs in that game, even though people were like, oh no, the Japanese would have done this if this was real. You don't know because you don't have the game. This isn't how it's going to work. Oh shit, now these are the B&Bs after you put out your videos. Oh, Clayton was right. This is how Xrd works. Okay. Marvel 3. Look at all I did for Marvel 3. You know what I mean? I've always said I take a lot of pride in that I normally don't give a fuck about playing all these characters or doing tech for characters that are supposed to have combos, that are supposed to be able to do cool things. I like the fact that I've been able to do all this fucking cool shit with characters that aren't supposed to be able to do anything. Which is why, how many times will people like, oh no, these characters aren't supposed to be crazy and Clayton's doing the craziest combos that anyone's ever done before. He must be cheating. Right? So I did the Marvel stuff. Then I did, what would be after the Marvel 3 stuff? Oh yeah, I mean, I did some Street Fighter 4 stuff too, right? And there's the Tekken vs. Street Fighter. I did stuff for that, right? Whatever the case. And then Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball came out, and I'm like, I'm going to prove, I did kind of want to play Vegito, but Dragon Ball, people are like, oh, you're going to be wrong about Dragon Ball. I'm like, you know what, Dragon Ball, I'm going to prove that, once again, I'm the best at this shit. And I did. Easily. It wasn't even easily. And I even played all these characters that I normally don't give a fuck about, just to prove that I could do it in Dragon Ball. And I made those videos talking about, man, I realized that I could leave. And it's scary even when I think about it. I realized I could leave fucking fighting games forever. And people will not catch up with me with what I've done in fighting games. But anyway, so I did all that stuff for Dragon Ball. Then guess what? I did some Soul Calibur 6. Not a lot for Soul Calibur 6, but I still did stuff in Soul Calibur 6 that no one had done before I did it. Then I did Strive. Guess what? I called Strive, even though people were like, oh, you're going to be wrong about Strive, all this kind of shit. Guess what? I was right about Strive. And then I fucking did Street Fighter 6, right? Guess what? I predicted Street Fighter 6, all this kind of shit, dude. I don't know, you could even say, and then what I did almost a year ago to now, right? What did I do in Marvel 2? I'm like, oh, I have an idea for Marvel 2. And I'm like, maybe I can do something with Hayato. And guess what? Guess what with Hayato? I found a fucking instant kill basically anywhere on the screen with Hayato. And that fucking Ramnito guy was so fucking insecure about it. He's like, oh, well, why don't you do it in a real match? Yeah, well, I don't fucking play the game. I don't give a fuck. Oh, well, we've dedicated our life. Where the fucking that guy was babbling. That's ridiculous. Well, you need to do more loops of it, because there's some of us who have, dedicated our lives just to doing just one thing, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll do it in a real match. I'm like, I don't fucking play the game. Fucking retard. Jesus Christ. But the point is, I'm still doing new games. I still go back and I play these old games and I find out new shit in them. Who's the one living in the past? I can fucking talk shit about I'll throw out his name. Look at a guy like fucking Desk. There's a guy that's lived off of fucking past success. Jesus fucking Christ. That guy lives off of, he did a one fucking handed combo in fucking Street Fighter 4, and that guy has somehow still made a fucking career out of it. I mean, but what has he actually done for fighting games? I couldn't fucking tell you, but he sure has fucking made a career out of doing a fucking one handed combo. Talk about living off the past and everything. My God, dude. That shit is fucking ridiculous, So, no, I don't live off the past. I'm consistently doing new things. I consistently predict all these games without ever even playing them, So, yeah, get over the past already, covering the same topics. If I'm covering the same topics, that means you motherfuckers are still lying about the same shit because you're fucking insecure that a fucking sick kid beats you. And that now a dude who isn't part of your little fucking weird community like you guys is still the one predicting all these games and putting out more tech than any of you motherfuckers, right? So, yeah, and then like the financially thing, like, oh my God, doing better financially. Do you have any idea? I've literally showed what I make on YouTube. I've literally showed how many of my videos get flagged so I don't make anything. You know what I mean? I barely make anything off YouTube. Whereas you have dudes that brag about how lying about me made them money. Like, are you retarded? Did you look at this shit? Do you realize how much it costs to keep me alive? Fucking medicines and all this kind of shit, dude. Like, what do you think I make financially living in and out of a hospital, you fucking idiots? So anyway, yeah, but remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.